Hi guys. So today we're gonna do a little sit and chat. I don't know what else to call this. Like, I don't have anything familiar, funny, or different. We're just sitting and chatting. So it's called a sit and chat. But I want to talk to you guys about Brittany Dawn today because I was over on her YouTube and I looked on her Instagram because I had a few people ask, like, hey, is there an update? Like, what's going on with her? And I was like, well, I don't look at her stuff all the time. There's not really any person I cover, even with the Doherty Dozen. I don't look at their stuff multiple times a day. Like, I'll check in every other day or if I'm sent something, but I don't sit on these people's socials and just comb through stuff. I don't have time for all that. I do my best to keep up with it, but either way, yeah. So today we're going to do a little update. I'm going to share with you guys some of the YouTube shorts that she's been posting and how she has continued to use her second foster placement as a way to build her own brand, which is disgusting. First thing I want to talk about is the shorts that she's been posting on YouTube. So the first one that I came across is it's a photo of herself, and of course I'll show the shorts just for context, but it's a photo of herself and she says, "You can't just ignore all the hateful things about you on the internet," as if someone's saying that to her. And then it cuts in a clip of this guy. I'm sure it's from a TV show. Like, I don't know what show it is, excuse me, but it says, "Me covered in the armor of God." Okay, girl. Well, here's my stance on that. You're literally a horrible person. You have shown people that you're a horrible person. You have scammed people out of money. You allowed your husband to murder your dog. You have mistreated other animals that have been in your care. You have exploited foster children for your own financial gain. And you've scammed people out of money. Like, there's such a long list of the bad things that she's done. That's just not people being hateful or not liking you for really silly reasons. They're not hating you for simply existing and making videos. They are upset with you for good reasons, solid reasons, my opinion, of course. So the other one, I want to read some of the points that she made, and then I'll show it to you for context. She says, "This is for anyone who has gotten on TikTok the last few days and thought, what the heck is going on in our world right now? I was mindlessly scrolling and found myself feeling so anxious, stressed, and fearful. If you haven't already noticed, we are living in the end times, my friend." Way to really talk about fear. I think people will have more fear hearing that from you, especially if they're young and impressionable, like some of her audience is. But let's continue. She continued by saying, "And while I understand that can sound a little scary, this is an exciting time to be alive as a Christian." So if you're a Christian, it's an exciting time to be alive. But if you are not, quote, saved by Jesus, then you should be scared. And maybe if you were living more like me and what I'm telling you is the right way to live, you wouldn't have to worry about fear and stress and feeling anxious. And then she also said, "This is an exciting time to be alive. We are watching prophecy unfold before our eyes. If you are saved, if you live a life submitted to Him day in and day out, then you're good, sis. We're good. We don't have to let the enemy come in and steal our joy and make us live in fear. We're going to rejoice because this is a day the Lord has made. You're covered in His grace. Walk in the truth. Don't live in a bubble, blah, blah, blah."
This is for anyone who's gotten on TikTok these last few days and has thought, what the heck is going on in our world right now? I was mindlessly scrolling on here earlier today and I suddenly found myself feeling so anxious, so stressed, and so fearful. If you haven't already noticed, we are living in the end times, my friend. And while I understand that can sound a little scary, this is a really exciting time to be alive as a Christian. We are watching prophecy unfold right before our very eyes. If you are a Christian, a born-again believer saved by the grace of God, if you call the King of Kings your Lord and Savior, and you live a life submitted unto Him day in and day out, then you're good, sis. You're good. We're not gonna let the enemy come in and steal our joy and make us live in fear and the spirit of fear and operate in the spirit of fear. No, we are going to rejoice because this is the day that the Lord has made. And if you are a daughter or a son of the Most High King, you are covered by His grace. I'm not telling you to live in a bubble, but what I am telling you to do is walk in truth, because
it sounds to me like you're telling people that they need to make sure that they are saved, they're living their Christian lifestyle the way that you are portraying the right way to live, and follow your lead. And if people aren't following your lead, then they're just lost and they should have anxious feelings and they should be stressed out. I cannot stand this fear tactic marketing that some Christian influencers use. It really drives me nuts because there are so many people who have anxiety and they have depression or ADHD or addiction or trauma or just stress. Maybe it's just, none of those things and they're just feeling stressed out. I cannot stand when someone like Brittany Dawn comes along and says, oh, well, you would not have those issues if you were saved by God. Allowing people to think that their mental health is punishing them because they are not Christian, or they are not Christian enough, or maybe they just haven't been saved, or maybe they're not spending enough time with God. I don't appreciate it. And she does it all the time. Of course, she also did a short talking about her Jesus glow up. And I've talked about this before. She likes to filter her photos and call it a Jesus glow up. I call it Facetune. I call it Photoshop. And while I have said many times before, I don't care about a filter. You want to filter, you want to Photoshop, you want to Facetune, have at it. But when you're using those images to sell a false reality or promote a product, that's where most people think about Facetune and they automatically think about false advertising. So Brittany Dawn can call it a Jesus glow up until she's blue in the face, but I call it what it is. And, she's also had help from Botox and fillers and all of those things. And there is no shame. Don't care about that. But let's not call it a Jesus glow up to promote your ministry and your way of life and your social media as the right way. Oh, if you want to have a glow up, then you have to be spending more time with God and you need to be saved. It all comes back to, well, maybe you're not doing enough and that's why you have anxiety. You don't have a Jesus glow up. You don't have a husband. You're not reaching your goals in life. You're not happy. You're depressed. Like, everything comes back to you're not doing it her Christian way. So maybe you should try. And then if you still don't have those things, then maybe you're just a, piece of garbage. I don't know what excuse she would come up with at that point. Now, the next short that I want to show you guys is so ironic. It shows her husband. It says, someone confronting my super chill husband. And then she comes out from the door and it's the talk to me, I talk back song. So she's basically saying that she's the feisty one and he's the calm one. Let's just do a quick history lesson here. Brittany Dawn's husband was sued by the ACLU and fired as a police officer for using unnecessary force on a black man when he was putting this person under arrest.
On a police dash cam has now led to a lawsuit against a former Kansas City, Missouri police officer. The ACLU filed the case accusing the officer of using excessive force. KMBC9's Kelly Eckerman just talked to an attorney on the case.
The lawsuit is against former police officer Jordan Nelson. The ACLU filed on behalf of Joshua Bills. You're about to see video of what happened between the two men during an arrest 5 years ago. You may find this video difficult to watch. This just released police dashcam video shows 5 officers responding to a report of a suspicious person. This is in the 2100 block of East 34th Street in Kansas City. They approach Joshua Bills. The ACLU contends what happens next speaks for itself.
Doesn't have a weapon, he's not acting aggressively, and instead of just putting him in handcuffs, 5 officers approach him and one swipes his legs out and face first on the concrete. The plaintiff, Joshua Bills, claims he was walking in his neighborhood when this happened about 6 in the evening in December of 2013. Documents include a picture of his bloody face after hitting the pavement in the fall. The ACLU says this is a case where police dash cam or body cameras are important in sorting out what happened and what didn't happen.
And he goes like this,
Here you see the officer charged in this case reenacting the arrest for other officers.
I was like, all right, dude.
Seems to me that the focus in that situation should be making sure and that the person who fell on the concrete face first is okay. And maybe your initial reaction wouldn't be to go reenact what you just did for your fellow police officers. It's heart-wrenching. It's awful. You picture this happening to you or to someone you know.
Now, according to the ACLU, at that time, Bills was not charged with any crime related to the arrest. The lawsuit is seeking unspecified damages. Laura?
We reached out to the Kansas City Police Department for comment on the lawsuit. They say they do not comment on pending litigation.
And you want to call him super chill? Oh, wait. Maybe he's being called super chill because he was just recently baptized, so now he's considered saved by the Lord. So all of the bad shit that he's done, including killing your own dog, Brittany Dawn, let's just forget about all of that. He's saved now, so everything else, just don't talk about it. Basically, it's supposed to be a conversation between her and God, and it says, God, you haven't spent much time with me this week. And she responds, I'm feeling depressed this week. God says the enemy wants to silence you. And she says, maybe I'm unfit for this calling. And God says, you are under a spiritual attack. And she responds, angry at Satan. A spiritual attack.
No, Garfield, the cable's out.
What's wrong with this thing?
Did you hear what I said? The cable's out.
Maybe it needs new batteries.
Garfield, listen to me carefully. The cable is out.
The cable?
Depression is not a spiritual attack. Mental health issues is not a spiritual attack. There are people who might have a bad week. They might have a bad day. Maybe they have a bad 6 months because they're plagued with depression, whether it's seasonal depression or something that they deal with year-round. Maybe they're dealing with anxiety because they're getting ready to move or they're starting a new job. Maybe they're having stress because they got fired or they are feeling sad because they lost a family member or a friend. There are so many different things that can happen in life that can give you depression, anxiety, or just feeling down, and it has nothing to do with your religion. If you read the Bible, if you go to church, if you don't go to church, none of those factors, despite the fact that they might help some people along the way, it is not the sole purpose of why someone might be depressed or having a bad day. And I hate when mental health issues are, it's like with these Christian influencers, they're so quick to, it's almost like they want to write a prescription for all of the mental health issues. Oh, just spend more time with God. Your prescription is read the Bible, go to church, spend more time with God, and all of your issues are going to go away. And I just think that that is a really dangerous and false message to spread. That's how I feel about it. If those things help you along the way, have at it. But don't act like spending more time with God is going to cure someone's depression. It's dangerous. You need to seek medical help from people that are qualified to help you with therapy or medication or whatever your treatment plan might be. It's dangerous to tell people to go read the Bible or go to church. Now, the last two updates that I want to include in this video are that she is still exploiting her most recent foster placement, who is now gone, but during the child's time in Brittany Dawn's home, she was still sharing things on her Instagram stories with clickable links, sharing photos of the child, and using this placement as a way to have eyes on her social media platform. I just wish that it would stop. Stop with the clickable links. Stop telling people, oh, I bought this here. Here's to my Amazon storefront. Like, you should not be able to make money off the back of a foster placement. And that's how I feel. Hide their face all you want, but if you're still able to bankroll off of all of these links that influencers are constantly shilling out, I have an issue with that. That's how I feel. The last thing I want to share with you guys in this video is that Brittany Dawn put up on her Instagram story that she and Jordan were leaving church yesterday, and she decided to make what she, I guess, thought was a cute little video, and it shows Jordan texting and driving.
Oh, I wanted to play that song.
Happy Sunday, babe.
Happy Sunday.
Did you love the message?
So good.
So good.
Now, am I surprised by this? No, because he seems like not a very smart person to me. But for Brittany Dawn to put that on social media, and it's funny because people give me so much shit for vlogging. And I've had this conversation before, so I'm not going to harp on it, but I'm 100% hands-free. I push go when I am, still in park, and then I push stop when I'm in park, and I do all of the editing and cuts later. So me having a conversation while a camera is safely mounted out of the way, for me, it's no different than talking to someone in my passenger seat. I don't even mess with the radio or anything, because that to me is more distracting than talking as I'm driving. I can chew gum and walk at the same time. Now, straight up texting and driving is absolutely very dangerous, and I couldn't believe that she put it out. But then again, I think both of them together, not the brightest bulbs in the bunch, and that's what I will say. Aside from horrible morals, I also just don't think that they really think through what they put online. But either way, that's the Brittany Dawn update. I will continue to, check in on her stuff here and there. There is a lot of stuff going on with the Doherty Dozen right now. Biomom is talking. And that's what I will say. Which, for me, I'm kind of watching things from the outside and taking everything in. But what that says to me is when someone continues to talk, it's because they want their voice heard. And that's what I will say for right now. But either way, really hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to see some of the things that are being shared, and I'm just like you guys, I'm gathering my thoughts, and a lot of them I keep to myself. And there have been a lot of things that I've come across over the last, even since I made that first video, there have been things that I've been sent and I've come across that I've chosen not to share because I do feel like that's stepping the line. But it's just a very, very sad situation. So either way, I wanted to check in with you guys, and I think I'm going to make today a 2-upload day. So that's going to be it for now. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.